Okay, so where we left off from my last video, I was in the room with my therapist. Before therapy, I was convinced I wanted to die. But what I realized after some time in therapy was that, in actuality, parts of me were terrified of living. Other parts longed to live, but couldn't take the pain. And if I did allow myself to live, I would have to become more comfortable with that idea, and I needed help figuring out how to do that. Sounds like a war, you say. Yes, I was living in the middle of horrendous war every day, and those battles were being fought within my own mind and body. I was a prisoner to the things I had suffered, a victim of the actions I was forced to carry out, and an innocent injured party to the events I had witnessed. I gave my therapist very little to go on during that first session. I was feeling just crazy enough to want to hear someone say I wasn't crazy, and just fearful enough to keep my walls up so no one would really know if I was insane or not. I had so much I wanted and needed to say, but I had to share it in bits and pieces. I had to have some kind of assurance that this person was trustworthy. I wanted to know she would not betray me as the others had before I could openly divulge my secrets. Believe me, it took some time to accomplish that feat. But I was determined, and she was patient. I had drawn a couple of pictures that I took in with me to that first session, and I couldn't believe it, but she told me that other patients had come in, other women, and had drawn scenes very similar to mine. Her sharing that bit of information with me made me feel slightly less insane. I needed to be educated about what happened inside of me when I was subjected to the trauma. I had to learn to trust her to teach me what I needed to do in order to reclaim myself. And perhaps the most important yet most difficult action I had to take and still take is to trust my own process. Yeah, I had fragmented parts of myself that were frozen in time, and they needed my attention. They needed me to acknowledge them, to gather them together and bring them into the present, and they needed my love. With all of us in the present, we could learn to communicate and thrive together. The beautiful thing about this healing journey is that we could all finally function as one. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Be safe.